What's up, everyone? It's Intoxicated Opinions back Saturday night. We got our liquor, we got our beer. We just did our 1,000th subscriber video. Check that out below. Again, subscribe, like our stuff. We're gonna send you free whiskey. All you gotta do is comment, and we're gonna pick 5 to 10 people.
Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe.
We're gonna give you free alcohol.
Yeah.
You gotta be 21, or else I'm gonna go to jail. So, anyway, we were figuring out what we were gonna talk about, and we decided. Just the universe threw us a special guest, and so this is our first guest of the show. We've been talking about it for a while. We aren't really set up for 3 chairs, but we're going to make it happen because he's here. Anyway, can we play his music, sir? I hear it. All right. Here he is. You know him as Too Cold Scorpio in WWF. He was Flash Funk. He's been called many names. He's a professional wrestler. He's been wrestling for decades. Tag team champions of 3 or 4 different organizations.
Coach, right?
What's that?
Coaching.
Coaching?
Yeah.
What you mean?
He's been coaching, teaching wrestling.
He's been wrestling. Yeah, that's right. So here he is. Too Cold Scorpio. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Alright. How y'all doing up in here?
Yeah, we got you a chair. We got you a kind of Coke right over there.
Oh shit, y'all got my order.
Special request. Man, it's such an honor to meet you, sir. I met you before, but I was so young. But time flies. Here we are.
So young, you still young.
I don't know. I'm getting old.
Ain't that old yet.
He's still young.
So, me and Gary watched wrestling all throughout our childhood. And WWF, you was at Flash Funk. Before that, you was at WCW. Which organization?
ECW also, right?
ECW? Yeah.
Yeah.
You did some stuff in Japan. Which organization is your favorite?
Man, I'm gonna have to say my all-time favorite man has probably been working for Noah Pro Wrestling.
Noah, huh? Okay.
Noah. Yeah, and then next I would have to say ECW.
ECW, all right.
And it was wild, it was crazy, but hey, it was the time having fun.
I watched some ECW matches, and the stigma behind wrestling was it's not real, but the stuff they did there is no joke. People really getting hurt. Real tables.
What'd you say? That's because I got 27 concussions now.
27?
Ooh.
27.
Jesus.
What's your most memorable match?
Man, probably me and Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit, okay.
Okay. Tell me a little about it.
WCW. I want to believe it was one of their pay-per-view Starcade. We had a time limit of 20 minutes. We went 1959. Too cold with the wind.
So you won.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
1-1. Oh, that's wild. So, I knew you were coming tonight. I went on YouTube, and I seen within the last year or so, you've done a wrestling match. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I've done a couple wrestling matches.
So, you're in your mid-50s now. You've been doing this for decades. Is there ever a time that you're going to say, enough is enough?
I'm at that point right now where I'm ready to say enough is enough. When the good man upstairs say, hey, it's time for you to hang up your boots, it's time to hang up your boots. Been doing this about 34, 35 years. It's time to get back to the real world.
Okay.
9 to 5, 410K, and a pension plan.
Didn't have that. None of that.
I ain't got shit, none of that if you wrestling.
You just there. Yeah, I remember. I said, you see the movie The Wrestler?
I did see it.
It's a great movie with Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke. And I don't know if you knew, I went to Harley Race. I went to his wrestling school. I was there for about a year. And, we were ready to start. I was ready to say, hey, we're going to go to community center and do this thing because he had his own little production. And I seen some older guys, 30s, 40s, 50s, working dead-end jobs, still thinking they're going to make the dream, still wishing that, they just need that one big break. And that got me thinking, man, I do not want to spend too much time chasing the dream if it's never going to happen. And so that's just always been in the back of my mind. And, you know, you made it, so you were successful.
What made you? Because you had the body, you had the look, and you're very determined on whatever you do. What made you decide, hey, wrestling's not for me? Was it looking at the old timers can't walk, beat up, no pension plan, or what that made you?
I don't think it was that. I think I was discouraged by the uphill battle that was going to come. One, I'm so short, you know, 5'9"-ish, maybe 10, 5'10" if I got boots on. But I heard a rumor that WWE, they wanted you 6 foot or more. You know, it was just a rumor I heard.
Back in the day, it used to be you had to be 6 feet, you had to be X amount of pounds, you had to look the role, to play the role that you was going to be. Now, they don't give a damn.
They don't
You
care.
can be 4'11", 110 pounds. Can you flip? Can you fly? Can you act like you in the damn circus? You hide.
I'm in my early 30s, so I guess I can still take another run. You don't forget how to wrestle. Once you know, it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, you used to lose all the time.
So the next match, Aaron, Tuco Scorpio, head to head. You just can't do that 450 splash on me.
Shit, if they ain't paying for the 450 splash, they don't get the 450 splash. All right, too many people use it for a high spot. It ain't no finish no more.
Oh yeah.
Right, it ain't finish no more.
But they took it from you.
Hey, what did I say? The innovator.
Yeah, you got to be the trendsetter. So, you know, you're not wrestling full time now, but what are you doing outside of the ring? Do you have certain kind of retirement plans, future goals? I know you're a grandfather. How do you put this in perspective after you're done with the limelight and now you're back to reality?
Reality is never forgetting, just because you're on TV today, tomorrow, just like you wake up every day and go to your job for 2 or 3 hours a day. It's a job. And that's what a lot of guys don't realize. It's just a job.
Yeah.
Once you go to work and you play like you somebody else on TV, that's all you're doing is playing like you somebody. When that shit's over with, you go back home just like everybody else. Hey, just one paycheck away from being homeless too.
Yeah. You know, some people get so caught up in their persona that they're portraying that becomes their real self. They lose themselves. They separate from wrestling permanently, usually not by their choice, and then they're kind of like,
They're lost in the world.
what am I going to do? Yeah.
Is there anybody that you would say that you wanted to meet that you finally met wrestling?
I think a lot of guys in the business that I wanted to meet, I had met through my time of traveling throughout the world. There was a lot of guys that I wish I would have had an opportunity and a chance to work with or wrestle that I never got the opportunity to. But other than that, man, it's just like, you know, anything else. If you sign your name to the dotted line, you got to expect an ass whooping coming.
Yeah.
You did wrestle with Andre the Giant.
I did.
And
I have to tell you, man, at his age, at that given point in time, you know, I was still young back in the day. When I fought Andre, he had to be early, I would say late 50s, early 60s. Working with him in Mexico, and I mean, I've never had an opportunity to be in the ring with a guy of his size and stature ever. So when I had the chance to work with him in Mexico, for me, it was a real pleasure. I've never thought, oh my God, that I would ever get hurt by this old man, but Andre the Giant grabbed me around my neck, and I felt like his hand wrapped around my neck 2 times. My head snapped back. His hand was so big, and just backed me up to the ropes. I'm like, yeah, just see him raise the old hand up in the air, the old club. I was like, okay, yeah, you know, working chop, it ain't gonna hurt. And he just let his hand fall. Didn't even swing it. He just let it fall, hit me on top of the head, and I felt like a red tree hit me in the head. My neck was all jammed and stuff, man. I had to wear a collar for a couple of days and stuff, man. Yeah, just for him to just hit in my head, man. So yeah, you know, that was one of the guys that, you know, I truly respected wrestling back in the day, man.
someone could have told him to ease up.
I'm also
Ease up. We gotta go home.
That was his day off.
I'm also a person who respected wrestling back in the day. What do you have to say to new fans who are watching wrestling, or old fans who kind of fell out of touch with it, that are watching it now? Do you have any advice to them, or how do you feel about the wrestling
The
scene?
old fans who fell out of touch is missing the fact of wrestling, storytelling. You know, there used to be an angle that you can follow for months and months, and you know, people wanted to see what was going to happen. Nowadays, You have so many young kids in the business now. Everybody want to look alike. Nobody don't want to dress different. I mean, pretty much all the kids nowadays wear kick pads and this and that, and half of them don't even kick. So I'm trying to figure out, you wearing kick pads, but you don't throw kicks. So why you wearing kick pads? Because everybody else do it. So look, you know what I mean? The thing about nowadays, if you like the circus, if you ever liked the circus, and when you was a kid and you like to see people in the tent doing flips and, nowadays that's what wrestling is.
Yeah.
It's a circus. It's a tent. You have a few companies like, AEW that's trying to, they trying to bring back wrestling, storylines and angles. You start talking about the WWE back in the day, they lost the art. The art of wrestling is pretty much gone until people start learning how to actually work.
Yeah.
I mean, people go out and say, oh man, I know all the flips in the book. Yeah, okay, you can turn this flip and you can do that flip, but can you grab a hold and hold on?
Yeah.
I tried to watch WWE like 2 months ago, and it was so boring. Matches are like 4 or 5 minutes long. On to the next. The new people come out, do the same thing.
Yeah, there's no real plot. There's no
there's nothing to get behind. There's no substance.
There's nothing original anymore. You know what I mean? You got the women, you got guys. Oh, I see Scorpio do this, and now everybody's doing it because that was a cool move back in the day. Nobody ain't doing it, so I'm gonna do that now. But that move back in the day was a finish. Now it's a high spot.
Yeah, they're just watering it down more and more. So, at what point in time or what company were you with when you reflected and said, okay, I made it. I'm the shit. I got to where I wanted to be. Everyone knows me. I'm famous. I'm getting paid. Was there a certain time period or
I think for all wrestlers who ever went to Japan and worked for the number 1 and the number 2 company, their whole entire life of ever been in Japan, is probably one of the biggest accomplishments I probably could have made in my career as far as getting to that level. All wrestlers, even now, if you ask where you want to go, where you want to wrestle, everybody want to go to Japan. It's still the spot to go, the spot to say you've been. And another spot is whether you like it or not, it used to be WWE. If you say you went to WWE, you had that experience of places that you went that was known.
right?
Now WWE is falling off the map. AEW is rising. So now it's going to be, not so much as WWE, but it's going to be more, oh man, you remember when AEW did this and that. Those are the things that's going to be more memorable because WWF can't keep up right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. I never would have thought. I thought WWE was.
Wrestling ain't nothing but a roller coaster ride. It's been like that all the time.
Yeah, it was a time when WCW was
in the late '90s. WCW was right there, and then for whatever reason it fell off. So you was in WCW. You tag teamed with.
Buff the Stuff.
Yeah.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Yeah, you tag team with him. You had another partner there, right? Farouk. What's his name?
Simmons.
Ron Simmons. That's what I'm thinking of.
Coming in as the mystery man.
So that was your introduction.
That was
to
my
WCW.
introduction. Ron Simmons bring me in, mystery man, ghetto odd matches. Me and Ron Simmons, Tony Atlas, Barbarian, and Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah, the Cactus Jack.
Wow.
Back in the day when wrestling was still wrestling, before it went to entertainment.
What years was that? 95, 96?
95-ish, 96-ish, yeah, right around in there.
Okay. All right. I remember as a kid I had pictures of Sting when he had the colorful paint on. He changed over to the black and white eventually.
Oh,
But he used to have really blonde hair, colorful paint, the colorful pants.
Yeah.
So that's the time period I really got into it. And then Monday Night Wars kicked off. That was probably the pinnacle of wrestling for just broadband.
I think you was really into it at that time when we was doing the Attitude Era.
Yes.
That was, I think, the time that you was more at that age of really, understand, because you've been around wrestling. Like I said, people don't might not know, but you've been around wrestling since you was 3 years old. You've been traveling up and down the road, going to matches, going to shows, people like that. And that's why I'm surprised as far as when you say you went to Hardy and it was like, all right, I'm good. You know what I mean? Because I don't know too many guys that, how tall you say you is?
5'10", I'd say
5'10", 5'10" with heels on or something. Yeah, but anyways, 5'10" and shit, bench pressing, like I say, 500, man, that shit don't happen. That's why you would have been good at what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, like you said, do I have the heart to want to take those steps to get to that point, because it don't happen overnight that you get spotted
Right.
by somebody, you know, WWE or AWE that's gonna spend the money and put the effort in you to make it. You know, that's what a lot of guys thought. Hey, I'm into wrestling. Tomorrow I'm gonna graduate and then I'm gonna be a superstar. They're still on the indies or retired.
No patience. Yeah. You gotta have patience for sure. What it's weird because when I went to the wrestling camp, everyone, I was the biggest person there, so everyone's, you know, short, tiny, or tall, skinny. Like they wanted to be wrestlers. They wanted to be athletes without training like an athlete. They didn't eat right. They didn't go work out.
Not putting in the work.
cardio. Yeah. They just wanted to be there. They wanted to come in for 15 minutes, do the thing, and go live a.
That fame. Let me become a wrestler and say I'm a professional wrestler and get that fame and glory, but I never really went to the gym, never played a sport in my life. But I watched wrestling, watched all the videos, played all the games. I know I can do this. My daddy paid for it, but you still ain't shit.
That's crazy. I heard a rumor you didn't go to a wrestling school.
No, sir.
How did you learn the art?
Taught myself. Me and a buddy of mine, Jeff Gold, man, he was a manager of some apartments up in Denver, Colorado, man, Green Mountain. We used to go over there, go into the empty apartments, practice our wrestling holes, watch shit on TV, practice shit in the house. Putting holes in the drywall, we go in there and have to patch up drywall and shit in the hole and shit, throwing somebody through the ropes and shit, you know, hitting the water. Ain't getting no spring back, but damn, we go through the wall and shit, you know, but, you know, body slamming on the carpet in the grass, you know, learning how to fall the right way without getting hurt. And then from there, got spotted by Vader, Big Van Vader, and from there, I've been riding his coattail and took off, man, and, you know, he was the reason I went to all the places I ever went.
Yeah.
Wow,
You know, my talent paid for itself once I got there.
Right.
But, you know, just like anything else, you know, it ain't what you know, but who you know. And unfortunately, life is still like that.
Still like that everywhere.
It's still like that. So when I come back to Missouri, I'm looking for a job, it ain't what I know, it's who I know when it's time for me to get a job.
That's it. It's crazy. It's wild.
Small world we live
Like
in.
experience don't mean much. It's wild. So, what do you do with your spare time outside of the ring? I heard you were doing some teaching. Is that still going on?
I was doing some teaching. Right now, I'm not doing any teaching at all. I got a lot of young kids and a lot of prospects out there that would be interested in taking a class from me if I had the facility and the place to teach and stuff like that. I'm probably sure I can get a nice little draw in and actually put people out that's going to do something in the business and make their way in the business instead of taking your money and, you know, training you and you ain't getting nothing out of it.
There you go. You train. Figure it out. What you gonna do now?
Right, what you gonna do now? You know, take another class for another 2
That's
more
why I
years
really
and shit,
liked
you know?
Harley. You know, once you were done training, he would put you on his little circuit. You know, you can get in matches, you can go in front of live crowds, so you can get that experience versus, hey, training's over, you're a wrestler. You know,
Right. Good
nice
luck,
to
you know,
meet you.
find
Yeah.
your own shit, you know, good luck. You know?
That's crazy. So you can still, you know, you still do flips. You still, I seen you on the top rope. You did a double front flip, leg drop to Marty Jannetty. Yeah, something like that. But I seen you. You still flipping. You in your mid 50s.
I still a little flip and fly, you know, and every now and then when they pay for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, anytime you see me flip flopping and fly, I got to be high.
Got it.
How do you still, at your age, be able to do those things that you do? Like, do you have a regimen, or are you still practicing?
You know, to be honest with you, no, I don't practice. I try to, you know, stay in shape as far as really practicing the flips and things like that. Pretty much God-given talent. You know, so, you know, I'm blessed and, you know, try not to take advantage of what I got, you know, but I do use it to the fullest when I have a chance on the ring. But as practice as much as I did back in the day when I was on regularly, no. You know, but high spots was never really anything that I ever really practiced. It was just something I perfected, you know, in between learning what wrestling was really about.
Okay. So what's your most significant injury that you done had?
I'm gonna say torn bicep. First night of a 4-week tour. Worked the whole 3 weeks, 4-week tour in one arm. arm black and blue from here to my hands.
Oof.
I worked like that for 3 weeks. I think that was the one that probably hurt it the most and took the longest to recover, because when I finally got back to Germany and went in and said if they could repair it, the doctor looked at me like, and what do you want me to do?
Wow.
He's like, normally if you rip a bicep, you should go in within the 72 hours, 24 hours, so they can reattach it. And, but then I was 3 weeks, 4 weeks out coming in. He was like, I can't do nothing for it. I mean, I can fix it for you, but you probably end up ripping it again. Took a look at it, come and find out that the tendon never ripped. My muscle just peeled back like a banana, just rolled back like a banana. So over the time and stuff, I think that was probably one of the most. Had my sternum crushed, just breaking into the business. Rest in peace, Jerry Blackwell. You know what I mean? Working in Denver, Colorado, boom, doing a run in on Vader. Calling myself trying to do a run in. I guess I must have clocked him in the back of the head just right, because he shot me in the corner and squished me in the corner, and not realizing that he used to play football back in the day. So, you see a guy at 400 pounds moving across the arena at 4'6", and I'm, new to the business. I'm like, yeah, welcome to the business, kid. Yeah, couldn't breathe, for a while, So I think those have been my most serious injuries. Not even, the ankle or the knee, compares to any of that. Other than the concussions, not knowing where you are for a few days. Other than that, I'm good.
Ooh.
Crazy, man. Where?
Welcome to
Football
my
players,
life.
they got it bad.
Where do you stand currently with WWE?
Right now, I think I stand below the minus mark. Like, I don't pull no punches. And if I said something, 9 times out of 10, I said it and meant it. So I think I'm kind of down here on the low end of the scale and shit, because I'm just like everybody else. I was part of that lawsuit and shit, the concussion, you're using my name. You got me on your 24/7 channel showing all my damn matches. You getting paid, making money. I ain't seeing shit. So, as far as I'm concerned, I would consider myself, kind of way down low on the WWE list. I got a better chance of getting into AEW before I ever would back into the WWE.
The reason I ask is every year WWE has that Hall of Fame, and it seems like they're running out of people, so they're bringing in wrestlers and inducting them in, and they weren't very good, from what I remember. And a lot of people say you were super underrated, especially for the late 90s.
Still underrated.
Still, what's going on?
You already know you part of the family. You know what I'm saying? Underrated, underappreciated.
If they called you and said, hey, we want you in the Hall of Fame, what would you say?
I ain't gonna say no. Hall of Fame really don't mean shit, but it's nice to say, hey, I'm in the WWE Hall of Fame, give me the ring. Give me the paycheck, give me the money. Put my shit up there.
That's about it.
I'm still not really getting the recognition of the shit that I really did.
Right.
And then who is the WWE Hall? Who is it really for? What is it?
Yeah.
Got a fucking little office, got a plaque and shit. Look, Hall of Fame. Oh. Fuck that shit. Give me a contract.
Get some money. Money talks, right?
You know what I'm saying? Pay me my shit you owe me. You know what I'm saying? Your past shit.
I know.
Be good.
A lot of times when the older wrestlers leave the WWE, they have some kind of Legends contract, they call it. No kind of talk of that. They just kind of left you high and dry.
No kind of talk of any kind of Legends deal or anything like that. Boogeyman, a few of the other guys, Ron Simmons, some of the guys that helped me along the way and shit, my mentors and stuff like that. They got some of the Legends deal, as far as contracts, stuff like that, which, I'm grateful for anybody who gets that, but, I ain't kissing no ass to get it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't,
Yeah.
Kind
This
of
is
sucks,
crazy
kind
that
of
you
sucks
could-
that I don't, though, I'm
You
saying.
put, yourself on the line day and day and day, and hey,
Put
here's
your body
somebody
on
here,
the
here's
line.
somebody here,
Yeah.
and then you're done. Okay.
Yeah,
What
but I
about?
want you to put your body on the line every day and night. And if you get hurt, I'm going to fire you because you ain't working.
And that's it.
So go figure.
That's crazy.
Put your body on the line or keep working.
Hurt myself more, or Just go by the wayside.
And be broke.
Yeah.
That's wild. What would you say the lowest point in your entire career was?
I would have to say my lowest point in my whole entire career is getting caught up in the wine song, women and drugs. Getting caught up on that Jenny Craig diet, losing houses built from the ground up, you know. I think that would probably have been one of the lowest times back in the day, you know, when transitioning from WCW to WWF worldwide. You know, you famous all around the world. You working over here in Philadelphia, New York, California. You jump on a plane, go to the Philippines. They watching you on TV in the Philippines. They know who you are. You know, got caught up in that. Everywhere you go, people know who you are. You're famous everywhere you go. Real easy to get caught up in. Not realizing it's just a job.
Yeah.
But the money I spent, the money I blown, the partying, this, that, because you're trying to be like everybody else, you know. I want new boots. I want the new car. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, he buying everybody in the bar drinks like me doing. Oh, shit, $3,000 in a hoe. Shit, that won't happen no more. You know, so, yeah, you know, so, I mean, live and learn, you know what I mean? It took me, you know, 25, 30 years in the business to realize how much money I had actually blown in the business and not really saved. You know, millions and millions of dollars I don't made through the business through the years and blown it all and ain't got shit to show for it. That's the part of the young kids that learn about wrestling. Learn how to save your money, put back what you got, because you ain't going to be doing it long.
Yeah.
And at the rate they're going, flip-flopping and flying, throwing your body to the floor and every which way, you ain't going to be able to do it 30, 40, 50 years like a lot of us old-timers used to be able to do it. You know, 34 years in the business, 35, I'm still able to do it. I can't do it 24/7. I still can get in and hold my own.
Yeah.
I do remember the older matches. It was more, during the match itself, they were longer, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, but they were more
Some of them
emotional,
Yeah,
more selling.
dangerous or exciting, you know, Hell in the Cells.
It was like a story
Yeah.
versus let's punch, let's fight. It's so quick, you can't get it, you can't really
How much
get
of
it.
the wrestler you watch nowadays, and you can see that, look, they look like they choreographed. I'm gonna give you my hand, and you're gonna throw me to the ropes, and here, take my hand, and it's like you can.
That's
It's like everything is choreographed nowadays. You know what I mean? Back in, nowadays kids they want to go back and they want to talk about from A to Z about what they want to do in the damn match. They're gonna do everything from A to Z. Right up. But why? Ain't no need.
Too much planning.
Yeah, it's too choreographed.
Just
You
go
see it
out there
coming
and see
before
what
it
happens.
even
Let's go out
happens.
there, let's just fight. Let's just call it in the ring. You'll get more over by going out, not calling shit, and let's just fight in the ring and work it out and then see what happens. People get more behind it because now it ain't all choreographed.
So is that process between the two wrestlers, or is that something that comes down from the top? Hey, this is your match. This is how we want it to go. This is what's going to happen.
9 times out of 10, it's going to come down. This is the card. I want X to go over, Y to go down, X, Y, Z.
So
Go
all
down
you
the
really
card.
need to know is who's winning and who's losing.
That's all I need to know. I don't need to know all this other bullshit that you want to do in the match because you think it look good. Because the fans want to see me flip and they want to see me do this. And yeah, you want to see that shit? You gonna pay for that shit? All right. You know, hey, headlock, tackle, drop down, get it again. Most kids nowadays don't even know what that shit is.
Don't know.
Don't
No
know.
idea.
Don't know. You knew that shit when you was 3.
Yeah. yeah.
Any advice for the young wrestlers coming up, the ones that are aspiring to, you know, for longevity?
Besides,
I
saving
have
money.
a lot of young kids that come up to me and say, you know, the reason they're in this business is because of me and this and this and this and all that. A lot of young kids, what I would say is it's kind of like old school. Learn all the hoes, learn all the moves, learn all the names. If you know all the hoes, all the things, all the names, you ain't got to flip, flop, and fly. Because now you know how to work.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can tell a story and know when and where to put that in, which is called longevity. If I give you 1, 2, 3 high-flying moves tonight, some of my best stuff, you will appreciate it more. But if I go out and I'm just flipping all through the whole match, and then when my match is over, I go up and do one more word of the same shit you already done seen. Well, we seen that already.
Yeah.
There's no impact. Yeah.
Don't mean shit. A lot of young kids think nowadays, I'll tell a young kid, grab a rest hold. Wrestling, there never is a rest hold. Even when you grab a rest hold, there is no such thing as a rest hold. I'll grab you in a headlock takeover. It might slow you down, give you a chance to catch your breath. But the whole time, you're still moving, you're still struggling, so it's not really a rest hold. It's a working hold. I said a lot of kids don't know and they get that shit confused.
And then they just kind of go limp. They're like, okay, it's rest time.
Rest time. No, it's not rest time. You're still working, but look at this. Grab a hold, slow it down. Let it register, you know, so.
Catch your breath, yeah.
That's crazy. Well, hey, man, we're going on, oh, shoot, about 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes?
30
Damn,
minutes.
my crown was about that shit is smooth, smooth.
It's so good.
So what's your favorite drink?
You see me sipping on it right
Pineapple,
now.
okay.
Crying apple and Coke, crying apple and 7, crying apple and something.
Hey, I'm a crowd guy myself. I like cognac. I like Hennessy. I like
So you like to get fucked up.
Hey, you know, if you go to drink, you might as well.
Hey,
Got to.
I know already. I can hang with y'all and shit. All right,
Yes, you
shit.
can. Yes, you can. You got to drink with a purpose.
Big with a purpose, y'all. Hey,
We doing shots after this. We're going to line them up.
Hey, I'm down.
We got 5 or 6 different crowns. We're going to do 5 or 6 different shots. We're going to make it happen.
You ready for that?
Are you ready for that?
Hey, man, I'm at home.
I got a breathalyzer on my keychain just to make sure we good.
shit, man, y'all good? I'll rep that motherfucker for y'all. I'll rep it. I don't got any rep with my shirt at. With my shirt at.
Just throw it all. Just throw it all. I used to beat them when we was little in wrestling.
Yeah,
so
I
ain't
can't
no
hang
more.
with y'all young bucks no more. I can't throw down like that, man. Them shot things. I'll take my one shot, take my butt to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Like, it's about
Come
bedtime now and shit. You know what I'm
Forever
saying?
young. Forever
Hey,
young.
forever young. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But my body said, take your ass to bed.
Hey, well, we appreciate you so much. Again, thank you for taking the time out to talk with us, enjoying our alcohol, because I'm pretty lit right now.
I am enjoying your alcohol. Thank y'all so very much.
Oh, it's
for the
our pleasure.
hospitality.
It's our pleasure.
We about to get more lit. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. If there's any questions you have, any questions for Too Cold, leave a comment. I'll make sure to get a hold of them. We'll ask. We'll answer. Again, appreciate
Got my
you.
number, so if y'all got an answer, shoot it to him. He gonna call me up. Like, yo, Scorp, they want to know what's what. But he don't know what until y'all text it and ask what. So.
Yeah, anything on your mind, let us know. I'll reach out. He'll answer it. I'll comment back, let you know what's going on. Again, thank you everyone for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'm stuttering because I've been drinking.
We appreciate it. Thank you for the
Quite
1,000
a bit already.
subscribers.
Appreciate the 1,000 subscribers. Enjoy
1,000
yourself.
subscribers. Whoa.
Peace.
Peace.